And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father,
Bless.
we have Dion,
Good evening.
and last but not least, we have the lovely Crystal.
Hola.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Blessed.
Good.
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm glad to see everybody's in a good mood today. So without further ado, let's get to the show. First thing I want to talk about, I didn't put this on the list, but I did want to talk about this. And D Wolf done into the chat. How you doing, D Wolf?
He's buffering. Give him a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know how this act can be. Fucking
Yeah,
jitty.
I know. Well, anyway, while he's buffering, uh, the first thing I want to get to, have y'all seen the shit that's been going on with the teachers and the kids lately? And
Yes.
so I don't know about y'all, but these kids been wilding out on these teachers to where these teachers is like at their breaking point, and they really can't take it anymore. So I wanted to get the panel's opinion about what do you think about these kids wilding out today, and these teachers is just like at their breaking point.
If you want to ask me, that's probably the biggest fundamental flaw of living in the United States of America is the treatment of teachers and educators and people who literally, because teachers put their lives on the line. It's getting to the point where teachers are literally putting their lives on the line to educate children. You feel what I'm saying? Like the conditions that teachers are put in order to educate children is so fucking horrifying. I get why a lot of them quit. I get why a lot of them go ahead and do something else because that stuff will eat your mental health. You feel what I'm saying? They being in an environment like that, and it's not like the kid. It's not like the kids. You feeling what I'm saying? Are doing it because they feel like you know they're in a superior position or anything like that. Honestly, I just feel like they are manipulated to behave in a way that showcases how they're being neglected at home or how the environment at their home isn't serving them, so they bring all of that frustration and that energy to the school. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, because bro, it's nothing new to me. Like seeing all that shit, like I saw that shit when I was in school. It happened when I was in school. You feeling what I'm saying? You always had little kids that always wanted to try to teach her, and you know what I'm saying. But those
So
were
in
like,
college.
yeah, but like those were the same people you ask about their personal life, and there's a whole bunch of shit that's going on in their personal life. So they bring that type of energy to wherever they're at, and people don't really address the root causes of what makes people react that way, especially like children, especially like because I can tell you many times where I've seen substitute teachers catch the worst fucking offenders. You feel what I'm saying? Like they just like somebody would just be in a bad mood that particular day, and the substitute teacher just catch it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's so sad because like the kids are protected. You know what I'm saying? Like not protected in the sense that the behavior is encouraged, but protected in the sense that if the teacher defends themselves physically, they're automatically in the wrong. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like because a lot of these clips that we're seeing, that some of the teachers are like fighting back. Some of the teachers are like throwing hands right back to the students. So it's like, I mean, yeah, as a person, you don't want to touch a child, but when it comes to your personal safety, if that's threatened, then all tables are all bets are off. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like don't get mad at the teacher for defending themselves. Actually, look at the entire situation and realize that everybody is being failed in this particular situation, and us as a society need to make the appropriate changes to correct the problem. Otherwise it's just going to repeat over and over and over again. But this is the United States of America, so it's going to continue to happen. So
I want to know what's going on at home
that's what
with
I'm
these
saying.
kids because I can remember I had some hits and misses back in elementary school, And I remember the times I did the best was when my teacher worked in tandem with my parents. You know, outside of that, I was doing whatever I did outside of what I was supposed to do. You know, so I'm like, I even made a video about teachers versus parents, and I'm like, my focus is always at like what's going on at home. I'll always start there because these kids, yeah, especially nowadays, they feel like they're entitled. So narcissism is crazy amongst the youth these days. So what's going
Has
on?
any
Who's in control of this?
Man, and Crystal, you know this. My mother is a school teacher herself.
Mhm.
Man, for one, she actually started her career at the same elementary school that me and Crystal went to as kids. I believe she was Crystal's teacher, actual teacher at one point. But
Mhm.
throughout my mom's career, both back in New York and once she ended up coming to Maryland, whatever, and she's taught in both Maryland and DC. Um, she makes it a point to kind of try to you know build a bond with her students. You know, she emphasizes that. You know, and as previously stated, especially when we talk about kids in public schools or whatever, the environments they come from be fucked up. I've heard some horror stories about shit that my mom's had to see and like the types of people she's had to interact with because she takes her role as a teacher so fucking seriously. It's, you know, thank God she's not in it for the money because teachers are horrendously underpaid for the shit they go through. It's like I can personally tell you it's bad. Like there's where I honestly don't know where to begin with this because of the shit that I've heard. It's that bad. Like between my mother who's a teacher and my aunt who's a CPS worker, they,
Mm.
they're the two worlds kind of blend. When you start hearing certain stories, you feel me? So there's a lot that needs to be done in that regard. On top of just something, anything to alleviate things for teachers.
Um, were you done, Dion? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Has anyone seen the Ron Clark story?
No.
If
Is
I
this a
Okay.
recent?
I think I may not know by name, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Is
Mhm.
this
He's a
something that happened
teacher.
recently?
No, no, it's actually a movie. It's about a movie about a
Oh,
teacher who worked at a high prestigious place in the like suburbs of the country. And he decided to move all the way to New York City. And this is a real story. He moved all the way to New York City and worked at the worst school. Either I believe it's in the Bronx or it's in Harlem, but either way, they showed, and this is a white teacher in a
Real life
predominantly,
dangerous minds.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this man, went out of his way and visited each child's uh, home, as bad as most of them were, and try to find out what is going on as to why a child can't finish their homework, or as to why this child comes in smelling with hygiene, or why this child, he found out with each child what was going on at home, to the point where he even saved one child from being abused. He found that child in the literally in the garbage can because he was beat up so badly by his foster parents. And to this day, he still meets up with all the children that he's taught, and they go traveling to all these different countries. I'm saying this because I believe this story took place in the 80s or 90s, but I'm saying that when it comes to teachers nowadays, they are restricted. What teacher do you know is able to go to someone's home? Plus, it is dangerous, but I'm saying for the teachers that do want to go above and beyond, what policies are in place to protect that teacher if they decide to go to the home of that child to see their environment, to see where they can help in the classroom? Because a learning environment includes um, stability and knowing what the child's going through on a mental level, and to see what's going on at home to see why they can't do their homework or if they need more help. I feel like teachers get reprimanded for going above and beyond, and they are restricted based on policies alone. As for the children, when I was teaching toddler children, still teaching them, but I know that they have a space to, I think they call it the we care space, or whatever the teacher want to call it. But in my classroom, it was called the we care space. The we care space is when the toddlers cannot figure out what's really going on with them on a mental level. We say, okay, it seems like you don't want to read right now, so go to that space, get it all out, do what you want to do in that space. And in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that child's calmed down, they're not crying anymore. Um, there's things in that space to comfort them, including like a little pillow if they want to hit something. We're not telling them that they are wrong for being in that emotion, whether it be anger or whatever, but we tell them it is okay to feel that, but this is how you manage it. When children get older, what we care space do we have in the school system? We have none. We only have suspension and telling a boy or a girl how bad they are and how bad their grades is. And the help that we give them, it does not help the emotional uh, education that they need. So, yes, a child could be great at math, but what if they're bipolar? What if they're overthinkers? What if they are autistic? Are we helping them manage their emotions that's assigned with the lesson plan? And yes, all these children could have different mental issues that have not been diagnosed. Okay. But we need to find a way to help children at least manage their emotions so that they can feel in control of themselves. Because when a child feels like they have no control, a substitute teacher comes in, and the substitute teacher is going through hell too, right? But they have to be the authority figure. So they can't let the children see them sweat, so to speak, because then they'll be eaten alive. Okay. And now you have a grown adult that can't really manage their emotions. They're new, they have anxiety. Maybe the teachers that's working there are treating them like shit. Then you have the student that is getting their ass beat every night just because. And they meet for that day. What do you think is going to happen? Nobody has a space to just be and manage their emotions. There is no safe space in school for children or adults that are the teachers or the students that's going through a hard time. And I think that empathy is erased from the school system. And I think sympathy is erased from the school system. So um, all I'm saying, to sum it up, I think it's wrong on both sides. I think teachers get the brunt of it, like Fada was saying, and I think students get the brunt of the fuckery as well. But I think that we need to come somewhere in the middle, and it deals with emotional um, intelligence along with pay, and stop making teachers, if they come in to teach fucking English, don't drag them to a math class. They didn't sign up for that shit. And I've seen it plenty of times. And I've personally had to experience our teacher teaching three different classrooms at one time. What fuckery is that? Nobody deserves that. So that's all I gotta say on that.
Uh, Yo, I see something in China, and I don't know if y'all seen that. That they're having like AI actually teach the kids in China. It's more or less like a test just to see how it goes. About do y'all think it's going to get to a point where that might come to America?
Now, you have to consider the context, right? If we really allowed AI to teach our children, the problem is not only going to become worse, but you're essentially going to be raising kids that are not going to be able to even decipher what the AI is teaching them. The entire point of a human teaching another human being is the emotional connection, right? When you're emotionally connected to your teacher or to whoever is teaching you, you learn better because the information that is coming from someone that you're emotionally connected to, the lessons stick, and it becomes more than just an academic lesson. It also becomes a life lesson. You don't really have that same dynamic when you have an AI teaching the kids. So if that is really going to be the next step, then AI should be. I mean, AI is more so it should be more so used as an assistant, right? It should be used at what it's created for, a tool, right? The moment you start to make AI, because being a teacher is a very, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like that is a pillar in human development. Like teachers are pillars in human development. So if you want to get them young and expose them to that type of like, uh what's the word I'm looking for? If you want to expose them to that kind of thing, have somebody in the classroom. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, don't just put them all in a fucking room and then just say, okay, AI is gonna teach you this, or you lock them in a room with fucking laptops and then you just let the AI do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you trying to create like productive members of society, or are you just trying to create little indoctrinated soldiers? You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, I mean, it could also happen with a human teacher, but at the very least, like, again, we are, like, we're human beings that require the um the company of others. You feel what I'm saying? We need community. Like, if you don't have community, that's lost. So the teachers should be part of that community, and that community should happen organically. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really think it should be a case where the US even adopts something like what China's trying to do, because it doesn't make sense, at least from where I'm looking at it.
I see your point, but I feel like they're going. I do feel like it's going to come over here just to see how it works, and I wouldn't understand what they were trying to get from it, like if it would help or be better. Because you're right, because there's a couple teachers that I can say when I like the teachers, I did better in that class. If I didn't like the teacher, I really didn't do so well in that class. But I do feel like if there's for some reason, the test overseas, if it's really successful, I feel like they'll bring it over here. So I now the thing is, this is two different cultures, so that's another thing you gotta. I think you gotta put that in. So it's just like how will American culture would take of AI kids, because I know they're doing it on young kids, not like someone that's in high school or so. I would wonder. That's the only thing I would wonder. How would they take it? So, any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Save the children, bro. Because the way shit is going right now, you're gonna about them little assholes is gonna turn into older assholes. So
They always do.
Okay, all right.
The first thing that came to mind when you asked, I was like, "That's a good question." Um, I was like, it's a bit too late. I think AI is already doing that to the youth, yo. They're already raised up on that shit. So that won't even take effort. Like who does what we used to do? Like if we're like we'll have no problem going to the library. All right, you try to mention that to a kid today. What? Uh we had that VTech. That was the closest thing we had to a fucking laptop at that age. And they're running on tablets, iPads, shit like that. So and there's already a disconnect because they're on social media now. You know. Yeah, this is why parents should be involved, yo. Because I'm telling you, my kids ain't touching tech like that until a certain age.
Well, I think we're just slowly progressing to Ready Player One. Um, so
Yep.
I personally do. It's just I think it's gonna be a time where it's just like people won't leave their house, and it's just gonna be like Ready Player One, where it's a meta world is gonna be more interesting than the real world and some shit like that. So, uh,
Mm.
uh, okay, this one I thought of when I was working, but I thought it'd be an interesting topic to bring to the panel. If there was a job, do you that you feel like, and no one's obligated to do everything, but if you have a job that you feel like everyone should experience once in their lifetime, what job would that be?
Teacher.
Damn.
Nursing.
You said teacher.
Yeah,
What-
I think everybody should at least attempt to teach someone something in a
Ooh.
very in a professional manner. That would teach people humility, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because you will be directly in charge of whether your student passes or fails. It'll be directly on you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Mr. Miyagi said, "It's no such thing as a bad student, only bad teacher."
Hmm.
Yep.
So let everybody, like, bro, if you really think you're a good person, if you really think, be a teacher, prove it.
I would say nursing because then people would learn how to put themselves in other people's shoes and value life a lot more than I've seen people value it, such as working in a cancer center, looking at someone in their face and telling them, hey, your insurance is not going to pay for the treatment that you need. I think that a lot of people would be humbled and more thankful and more aware of what they put in their body and how they speak to people in their last moments, knowing that the treatment's not working for that patient. But you still have to make sure you keep that information to yourself because you can't tell them and you're not liable to tell them. That's what doctors are for. But being a nurse, I'm telling you, it changes you to have more respect and empathy for people.
I like that answer. What about you, Dion? What would you say?
I honestly can't come up with an answer for that question.
Okay. All right. What about you, D Wolf?
I don't know. I guess I'll go by experience, yo. So I'll say, yo, try working back a house in a kitchen.
I've done that.
Yo, insane. Mm-mm. I almost got in a fight with a fucking bus boy. So I'm like, and I'm a dishwasher. So I'm like, mm, yeah. You learn how to, you learn self control. overtime at that job.
What what was your fight? What was your almost fight about?
All right, so clearly he's having a bad day. This was a day. I guess there was a game on, and he bet on the game, lots of money. So he's like, Freddie, they watching it. It's like it's a restaurant, it's a bar slash restaurant. This is back in Santa Monica. So his team is like losing, like you can hear it, everybody's talking about him, but he getting a little rough throwing the dishes back there. I'm washing the dishes, and there's a table that's connected to the dishwashing machine, but sometimes it gets flooded. So to not just toss the dishes are gonna splash all over me and shit like that, right? Like, yeah, it was he was letting go of them a little too soon after a while. So at one, I warned him once, and I don't know. I guess he was rude about it, whatever. I was like, all right, whatever. Just don't bring that shit here. Don't bring that shit back here, because I'm sure you're not doing that to no customers in the front. I'm saying this in my head. So he does it again, and that was it. So we're getting loud, and and I'm going around. We're about to, but manager steps in, blah blah blah. End of story. But I didn't have to really worry about my job at that point because I was pretty good at it. So, and that was like my first of like it's just it's not easy easy to get that side out of me, especially in a professional setting.
Did he get fired?
No. We made up eventually. We made up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So yeah, because that's the type of person I am. But just don't get me angry. That it's different. So because I'm always the peaceful. I'm trying to find a peaceful way out. I'm that type of person. Even afterwards, I'm like, if there's a way, if it's just we're just hot headed, blah blah blah, whatever. If you didn't just intentionally try to do something to me, I give no second chances because I ain't gonna get stabbed in the back. But if it's like that type of deal, I'm like, why be hateful? Why have that negativity, especially at work? What's the point? So we just we made up, But yeah, that's how bad you see. And we're back at house. We don't even have the same type of job, but we're back at house. And this is a restaurant. This is the shit that goes on. So
would you say that job teaches patience, or what would you say that working that kind of job would put into
being able to
someone?
work under pressure. Definitely don't bring home there or whatever personal with you there, just stay efficient, stay on point, and give a good attitude, because you will be pressured, but when you have that type of environment and you have that camaraderie with the people, it kind of you run on auto at that point, and that's the frame of mind you have to have. Not, oh man, I don't want to be here today. I'm like, nobody wants to be at work, but when they're there, you got to be in the moment type of deal. So that's what it teaches you. Because I'm lazy, so yet it's hard for me to lose a job. So that's what it teaches you.
It's funny. Most of y'all said some of the answers that I had like a little list. I never wrote it down, but I had a list of jobs that I think people should work. Back of the houses was one of them, D Wolf, and I think teacher was there. I'm not gonna say it was there, but the fact that you did say teacher, I think it was a good idea. But I guarantee back of the house was there, and nurse wasn't on there, but I also think it was a good one. But I think that's from experience. But I said I had a list, and one of them, I guess, is because I worked in this. I said I think everybody should do like a type of sanitary job, like a janitor or like uh, EVS, was like somewhere where you're like cleaning bathrooms. And the only reason I said this because you get to see how trifling people are.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen.
Bruh, I'm like at my job, I like do trash and clean toilets and all that other stuff, and then I never realized how trifling some people can be outside of black. Like I've met some trifling white people and like trifling other persons of color, and I hate saying that word, but there's some people that just like do not give a fuck, and I just want them, and I feel like if they do that job, they wouldn't be as trifling as they would, because there is some people that's like they do things in public and like they don't really know what they're doing, like accidentally peeing on the floor when there's a toilet there, and and like
Need to be
leaving
quiet.
things in the yeah, leaving things in the bathroom that shouldn't be in the bathroom. Like so like I work in a casino, just so you know, but and someone left a laptop charger in a bathroom.
The fuck.
That's that's what I said. I said, who the fuck leaves a laptop charger?
Yo, I'm the type of person that like if I miss in public, yo, I want to clean it up. There's toilet paper there.
And a lot of people
You know,
don't.
and this is before I even had that job. I was that person like since I was a kid because I just had the habit of doing that at home. So why not, or at a guest house, like why not public? Don't other people have to eat? That's what's in my head. So like when you work in that job, you're like, how these people not even as a customer, you're not even working and you walk up to the toilet, you're like, yo, you're not even mad at the janitor for not getting at it in time. You mad at the fucking people. Like, yo, you know other people gotta follow you in here. So yeah, you're 100%.
Yo, sometimes you know what's worse is just like there's times where I have to like fix something that's broken, or like one of the urinals is clogged, right? And like usually when a user is filled with pee, and like sometimes I have to like fix that, and then I go get like the tools to get it, come back, and I watching someone pee in the same broken or plugged up urinal that I'm trying to fix. And the worst part is like there's other urinals in
The
there
restaurant. I knew you were gonna
that are
say
not
that.
clogged. And the back of my head is, and I'm back of my head, I'm going, out of all the urinals you go ahead that are unclogged, you go to the one,
That, yo.
you go to the one, and it's like, what is wrong? And it's just like, what is wrong with you? The, yo,
Damn.
The Lord wept.
I've seen one. I've seen some people, they leave like beer bottles in the urinal, and it's just like. And the sad part is when they go wash their hands, there's a trash can right next to them, and you put the beer bottle in the urinal.
Seriously?
Bruh, and I've heard, yo,
They're drunk.
it's funny because I hear the women are worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I hear the women are worse, like putting tampons down the toilet, and then like I've heard I heard one person like poop like shit on the floor, and then just like looked at someone as just like and had a so what attitude about it, like you just not did the most trifling thing in the world. It's just
Like, because I have to clean two different bathrooms where I work at, and what the thing that pisses me off is there's a sign posted right above the fucking toilets of what not to put in the motherfucking toilet, right? At least at my job it is. I don't know about anywhere else. But it's big as fuck. It's right there above the toilet, eye level. You can't miss it. And
and they missed it.
it's like every 2 or 3 days, I gotta unclog the toilet, and it be just. I don't know. It be everything on that list and then some that somehow get jammed in that motherfucker.
That's how it was in the Navy for me. It's just
I work on a military base. That's the sad part.
oh, yo, quick story. One time I was like I had to go to a gallery and fix one of their sinks, and the girl back there who accidentally clogged it was there with me, and looking over to see what she done did. So I pulled out some broccoli and some vegetables, right? And I looked at her. I was like, "Why did you put broccoli in the sink?" And she was just like, "I thought it could go down there." And in front of her, there's a sign, and it's a list of things that you cannot put in the sink.
And food is one of them.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, if fresh vegetables was there, and you know what her response was? Well,
She
since
didn't
I
see it.
since I cooked it, I figured it wasn't fresh, so you could go down there.
Ray,
Yes.
the story you're telling me right now, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's getting worse, and I don't know how much worse it can get.
This is fucking hysterical.
I looked at her and I was like in amazement. I was just like, "No, you did not just say that to me." And yeah. But, my other one was list is like retail. I feel like
During what, Black Friday? Has anyone ever worked
oh
in
yeah,
retail during Black Friday?
I worked at Walmart during Black
I
Friday.
quit the
That's
same fucking day. I'll tell y'all about that story later. Go ahead.
Crystal, they let me out at 2 a.m. and I had to come back at 5 a.m.
That's the shit that I don't fucking like. Like, who created Black Friday?
I looked at
Who?
the manager while he gave me that schedule. I looked him dead in his motherfucking eye when he gave me that fucking schedule. And I said, 2 to 5? Like, bro, what the fuck? And you want to know what the worst part is? I was with somebody when it hit 2 a.m. We went home, didn't sleep, and then came back to the store.
5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
I
Why
was
would you do
hoping
that to
5 o'clock in
somebody?
the afternoon.
Why would you do that to somebody?
I feel your pain. They didn't let us out of JC
Cause
Penney
fuck them. That's why.
until 3 fucking o'clock. 3 o'clock. So I feel your pain. And told us to come back. Like, you don't have another shift of people? Oh, I can't.
yeah. I said I feel like retail it puts you in front of the worst people, and it shows you that these are the worst people in America, and sometimes the dumbest. Sometimes
I had a group of college girls, Ray, that came in, switched the fucking prices, came up to me at the cash register and said, "Oh, I saw this for $9. This is a $30 pants." That they came to my register. Like, I saw everything go down. And they're like, "Well, the prices changed." I said, "Ma'am, I saw you switch the fucking price." Because in JCPenney, all you got to do is pick up the little, well, back in my day, all you got to do is pick up the little tab and switch it whichever. Okay? These bitches went out of their way to be cheap. I said, "I'm not giving you that price." "Okay, call your manager." The manager came down and bit my head off because she sees that the prices was switched and the customer is always right. And before they left, the girl was like sticking out her tongue and acting crazy, right? Let me tell y'all how I almost got arrested that day. You know, like back in the day, they had
Oh
the
shit.
little thing, the metal thing that comes off. Like, you have one that's attached to the counter, and then you have the one that's not attached to the counter. I threw it at the bitch's head. She ducked, it hit the girl, her friend's shoulder. And I said, "Okay, now you have something to stick your tongue out at." Okay? Because we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So the manager was like, "You're gonna have to talk to me after your shift." And I'm like, "Oh, I still get to work? Cool." The girl was getting bandaged up. They called the ambulance. I didn't give a fuck. I was having a bad day and you wanted to stick your tongue out after getting me in trouble? I Yeah, retail brings out the worst in people. The worst.
I meant to say this. My favorite thing is like when you're mopping the floor and then people come and walk through your mop floor, and then wonder why the floor is wet.
You mean they're not trying to fall to get money out of the retail
No,
system?
no. For my occasion, I never got that. The occasion I got is you should really put a sign up, and they walk past like, and I have like 3 literal signs that you have to walk through before you even get to the walk, to the mop floor. And I get and these are black people. These are the black people, and this is like, nigga, do not see the fucking signs. And this is the part that disappoints me the most, because it's just like every person that said that have been black. It's just like, you really need to put a sign up and say wet floor. And I'm like, and I just point to them, you mean that sign right there? It's so bad. It's so bad that they had to engrave a fucking sign before you go into the bathroom and said, caution, the floor may be wet.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like, either someone complained or someone was really stupid. It was just like, is I don't know, but retail, I don't know. It's like retail. Walmart done cursed me where I never want to do retail again.
Walmart was half and half. Like, you fucked us over because you selling everything. You selling cakes. You selling food. You selling a little bit of everything. I learned my lesson. Never work at a retail place that sells multiple things, because then they're gonna have you doing multiple things. Talking about write the name for the girl on the cake. I don't know how to do that shit, and I didn't sign up for this. When I signed up to be a cashier, and look at where I'm at in the deli cutting ham. Don't try to have me do cakes now. Do I look like I worked in a bakery before, bitch? Like, we're not doing this. I multitask, but not that kind of multitask.
I feel like stores like that hire you in order to make you look stupid. Because why are
No
you
training
like,
whatsoever.
bro? Yeah, they don't be training nobody or none of that shit, and then they be having the audacity to look you in the motherfucking face like you're supposed to be grateful to them. Bitch, I will smack you. Nah, it's because it's annoying as fuck. Because like, I think the worst part about those jobs are the managers. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
the managers, bro, because the managers be some of the most incompetent people, but they're above you. And it's like, bro, I can do your job like 3 times better than you. Like,
I was just glad my manager was at the Walmart. One of my managers was from the military. He reminded me, I'm going to say the name wrong, but forgive me. Remember the Resident Evil? Is it Resident Evil with the 2 girls? They said it was so bad that they got it off of Netflix. Oh my God, what is his name? Like, he recently passed on too, the black guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, my manager looked like that, and he acted similar to him. So I respected him because he had discipline. But everybody else can, kick rocks. The managers really thought they had that power. That was that fake power. So I know exactly what you're talking about, Fada.
yeah,
Lance Reddick, that's his name. His name's Lance Reddick.
Because it's like, bro, if you're good at your job, you're gonna get that respect automatically. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you know how to put things into place and you know how to properly fix a problem with very like minimal, pushback, you're going to get that respect. You don't have to fucking project that shit. And I feel like a lot of the jobs that I worked at, like, it was just people who had the fucking title of manager just projecting their low self-esteem and their frustrations on the job on people that are just there to just fucking get by. You know what I'm saying? So it's like jobs like that. Like, I understand why people say you should work jobs like that, but at the same time, like, it really makes you understand, like, yo, people in this world ain't shit. Like, they ain't shit, bro. They value the object of the material rather than your life, bro.
Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Nigga, fuck the 9 to 5.
Like you, D Wolf, I almost got into a fight with one of my co-workers.
Uh-oh.
Except he got fired. So
you want to know what's funny? I've never gotten into like any physical altercations with a coworker, but I did almost want to fight someone for a coworker.
Story time.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Long story short, this was an older woman, by the way, because so I'm in the front, and the person right next to me is like a 19-year-old kid. You feel what I'm saying? He's like 19, and so we're just chilling. Some older white lady comes up to us, and tries to order her shit. She makes a comment. But mind you, me and him were standing right there. She makes a comment like, "You look like you're about to stick somebody up."
The nerve.
I had to breathe, nigga. I had to catch myself. I had to remind myself that, ooh, man,
What?
woo, I'm nigga. Let me tell you, I kept my composure that day. I kept my fucking composure because I knew that he was like right there next to me, so I couldn't, I had to be the example. You know what I'm saying? But I was just sad that he had to fucking hear that. Like, I'm grown, I could take it, but like, bruh, like he's 19. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's supposed to live in a society where he's not supposed to be exposed to that type of shit. And here, your old wrinkly, googly ass over here, fucking trying to start some shit.
Set in her ways.
And then you want to cry when people like the dude from Popeyes that slammed that bitch into the fucking concrete when she tried it. All of a sudden, we're the bad people. Watch your motherfucking mouth.
So he didn't say anything back. He didn't say, "Well, you look like a ripe
None of us did.
banana."
We literally let that shit slide.
Seriously?
Yeah, because we were in the front.
Well, you know what? I need therapy, so it's okay.
Crystal, I wish I could throw
Just think
rods
about
like
Chris
you.
Rock. This is why he didn't hit back. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like again, this was an elderly white lady. I'm not saying that to the point where I don't like I care or anything. Like, but at the same time, we was in the front, so we
I'm trying to
couldn't be
figure
the
out what made
uppity
her say that,
Negroes.
though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
She set
bro,
in her
it's a
ways.
fucking like it's a fucking movie theater. Get your shit and go.
And then y'all have uniforms, right?
Like literally,
So-
I'm wearing a shirt that has the company logo on it. I'm literally sitting there chilling. It's someone right next to me. I'm not alone. Why the fuck would you say
you
that?
know what? You know what? I've had
I
I've
know
had
what it is. I'll let you
interactions with
finish.
elder people that don't know what to say at all. I'm not giving an excuse, damn sure, but I've personally had situations with elderly Caucasian people that don't know how to start a conversation, don't know what to say, and they think that their jokes is funny, but it's racist as fuck. So I'm trying to figure out, was she trying to stop? Because if a lady asked me that, right, I would have been like, "Oh, really? What do they look like? Do they wear do they wear movie shirts like me? Do they wear hats like me? Do they serve popcorn before they stick you up?" Like, I would start asking sarcastic fucking questions and see what they say, to see if they just made a crude joke that they think is funny, or they really think the way I'm dressed or the way my hair is pronounced or made. I really be trying to pick their brain, but that's such an odd statement to make. I really think she was trying to start a conversation, but she doesn't know.
Nah, I think it's something subconscious. So yo, cause straight up and down, she deserves to be slapped. And you know what I think? She comes from an era where if you speak out of turn, your husband slapped you. So I think that's what it is.
I mean, I try not to like read too much into it. It's just you didn't have to say that with that one like right next to me.
Hell
That was my whole thing.
I just think people want to get old lady body slam, but that's just me.
And I think we need to start doing more of that shit, honestly. I think Crystal had it right. I think we need to start throwing shit at them. I feel like we should just have a pocket of bricks. And anytime somebody says something racist to us, they get a brick in the fucking face.
Yo, I'm not going to lie to you. Panda Express I worked at, they were some young kids, but they was willing to fight grown men. and each of them they was like
Half
they
of them.
they was literally and this is in Suitland, so I think Dion know this.
Mm.
Like,
Oh yeah.
first of all types of hood people go up in there. So it's I had an Asian brother. He loved R&B though, like 90s R&B, but he was about to throw hands with a couple of grown.
Right.
I had to break up a couple fights because one dude he was trying to come back there and I was like cooking rice and like I literally had to stop what I was doing just to make sure he didn't come across because he was about to fight somebody and shoot, yeah, people try you. And then it was just like one of these days, and I said this one of these days, y'all just gonna run into somebody's like Waffle House. They don't give a fuck. Niggas will fight you.
They'll beat your
Yeah.
ass too.
Fuck. And then go right back to cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro,
Man,
shout
they
out
ain't
to
gonna
that
send
white
them
lady
home
that
or
ran in her
nothing.
territory.
Shit.
Yeah.
My see,
Go ahead,
my
Dion.
one like bad like retail experience wasn't even necessarily somebody being racist. It had to do with somebody and a badass kid. Oh, y'all want to hear this one?
Oh no.
I mean,
I mean,
Oh,
if you want.
because it got quiet. Fucking. So I was working at a Dollar General in Virginia, right? And
Go ahead.
yeah,
damn.
you got
All
this.
right. So like I was saying, I was working at a Dollar General in Virginia, and this lady comes in with her son. Kid couldn't have been no older than 3. And when I say this little nigga was acting a complete ass. So despite his foul behavior, she picks out a toy for him and gets, you know, her other stuff she was looking for and comes up to my register. Little man is still doing his thing, yelling, screaming, whatever. And the you could tell Shorty was just exhausted. So I make an attempt to help her out, you know. So I said to the little boy, hey, if you don't stop all that carrying on, your mama might put this toy back. And this little nigga tells me to shut up.
Well,
I, so I pause for a second. I look at her. She does nothing.
Dion about to beat up a little kid.
I
I,
hate kids.
I, I do, but in this instance, I didn't.
You're like, I got bills to pay. I cannot.
I rung her up as quickly as possible and said to her, "Get him out my store."
What did she say? She didn't say anything. She just looked at you.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
Yeah, she's overwhelmed. She's definitely overwhelmed.
The,
That boy is
the,
running her. She ain't running the boy.
I was about to say she better do something, boy. Dion was about to give her an over can.
Hmm
Dion was about to play Super Nanny.
I, nigga, I was about to turn into motherfucking granddad from the Boondocks.
Whoop that ass.
After you try whooping his ass.
You try whooping his ass.
I just, but Dion, you did good. You tried to, because it does take a village to raise children. It really does. It just depends on if the parents is tapped in or tapped out. Because I've been in situations where I saw a mother with her daughter, young mom too, and I'm in Walmart, of course, working at the deli, and you know, I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but when you go to the deli, you can ask to taste the hand first before you buy it, right?
Yeah.
And I see this mom looking all stressed the fuck out, like she has tears in her fucking eyes. She's walking with this child, and this child is throwing a full blown tantrum. And all that I see other women doing is looking at her and be like, ugh, like she can't get her child in control. Like I hate that shit. We all go through it. The ones that have children, you've seen it in stores. Hell, you've seen it on planes and shit like that. Children have tantrums, okay? It just depends on the parent to know what to do. And if you're a new mom, she don't know what the fuck she's doing. Let's just call it what it is. We don't typically, new moms don't typically know what the hell to do. All right. So I see her having a full blown tantrum. So I rushed to her with like a free hand and I asked her, does your child have any allergies? And she's like, no, ma'am, no. And she looked like, the mom is having a damn meltdown, her damn self, you know? And I'm like, it's okay. At the time, I'm like, I have three. I have four really, but now at the time I had three, and I'm like, I have three. I understand what you're going through. Did she eat already? And she was like, no, she didn't eat. I'm like, hey, what's her name? And she said, Cindy. I'm like, hey, Cindy. And the girl stopped. She's like, this is a stranger, and she's helping my mom out. Now it's 2 against 1. So kids are really analyzing a situation. And I'm like, if you decide to walk with your mom quietly down the hall, I'll give you this. I'll give you this ham. It tastes really good. And she was like, okay. She took the hand from me and she was quiet. And the lady gave me this big hug. She's like, man, thank you so much. She's been
I
crying
mean,
in the
only a
car.
fool would
She's been
turn down
throwing a
free food.
tantrum. I know, but food always works with children. I don't know what it is, but the girl was so
Food works with me, and I'm a grown ass man.
And I said to her, I said, because she had like a cute little purse, right? And I said, look, I said, you got a 4-year-old now. I said, do you always got this purse on you? And she said, yeah, she did say that. I'm like, look, you're gonna need to get like a little tinier bit of bigger purse and get some snacks in it. And anytime she throws a tantrum, make it seem like she's making the decision, but you want to give her two choices. Don't give her too many choices. Okay, just say, okay, well, when we get back home, is either you're gonna get some ice cream at home or nothing, or you can get this snack now if you stop. You gotta bribe these children, but you have to condition them. If you stop behaving in this manner, then you can get this snack. If you ain't got no snacks or anything of a reward system in your bag, you're screwed. So she learned something. I hope I taught her something today as a mom, and I hope she's the best mom today. But children is a lot of work. And when you're in retail stores and stuff, oh my God, talk about being embarrassed. It's bad out there, but it takes a village to raise a kid.
Wisdom.
Oh man. All right. Last thing before we move on. My other occupation. Now, this is optional, but I said the other I think people should at least look at once, and this is more or less for the women. I said stripper. So that's the only reason I said that, because I feel like one being in a strip club teaches you game that I feel like a lot of people don't have, and two, for real, for real, I do believe that, and two is that you also get to see like the dirty side of the world, like how low people will stoop to, or how low people will go just to like either A, get some, or B, just to be near a woman or some shit, like how much they would pay just to near, like it will open your eyes to like a lot of weird things. So, but
Can I be an intern or some shit? A stripper?
it was on my option. I had to like. That's what
That was a weird ass answer. I'm not even gonna lie.
It is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's weird. I wouldn't want people to do it, but at least like I tell people, like, in my opinion, I feel like people should go to a strip club at least once just to like look around in the scenery and some shit like that.
Just make sure they got good food because I'm out of myself, but I don't care. I've been to a couple of strip clubs where their food sucks. Like at least have the wings on point when I'm drinking alcohol because nobody don't want to be watching no naked person and y'all got some raggedy ass chicken wings. Y'all need to upgrade. Shit.
I do feel like I have to tell a girl, can you please take your booty sweat off of my wings? All right, it has it's got enough flavor. Thank you.
I'm eating here.
I'm just saying the food
It's like
combined
you
with
slap
watching
you.
the girls, it's just a combination like no other. But if the food sucks, then the dances suck too. I don't know what it is, but they food have to be on fucking point. Say I'm lying.
and
Okay,
that's
I'm
and
lying.
that's if they
Oh no,
serve
you're
food.
right. You're right.
That's if they serve food.
It's like you slap a girl's ass and there's barbecue sauce on her booty and some shit. My bad.
I can't stand.
Try and lick it off as an excuse.
Let me put one of these. Let me put one of these breadsticks between your cheeks.
Yo,
Breast
I
is
think you
between.
just came up with $1 million idea. Have the sauces so that guys can like say, okay, I want to put ranch on this girl or whatever. Barbecue. Oh God.
Girl, you look good enough
Mm-mm.
to eat. I'm gonna smother you in mustard.
How you like your eggs
I'm
fried or
crazy.
cold
What would the
nights?
name of this establishment be?
No,
I
I
don't
actually know a
know.
couple strip clubs that actually do be serving like food while there's strippers going on. So I've been to a couple of them. I know Stadium DC, they got wings and pasta night. So that one was
Burp?
just, yeah. Me, Ryan, and Xavier used to go just for the free food though. It's just like it's very interesting.
Oh, the food is free?
Yeah, it was free. It was actually pretty, and it was pretty good too. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the dancers were kind of stuck up in Dominican, so I was just,
Ah!
Damn.
yo. I feel like the one time I was like the first time I went to the stadium, it was just like the environment is cool, but one, it's expensive for no goddamn reason, and I think it's because celebrities go in there, and two, it's a lot of colorism. Like I did not see not
Mhm.
one dark skinned woman in that. Sorry, they were either light skinned, racially ambiguous, or Dominican.
Yeah, I even in Vegas,
Wow.
I've had a couple of friends that worked in that kind of establishment, and um, they out of all of the girls, they were kind of like the only black chicks. And some of the owners would say, look, don't have too many black girls in here. Like, I've heard stories like that and I've seen it firsthand. So I definitely, because the people that be paying, they be wanting to see lighter versions of the strippers. That's a nice way of putting it that they don't want no dark skinned girl.
Shit.
I heard it was real bad in New York too. Like there's some very, very some colorism,
Didn't Cardi
especially
talk about it?
probably years ago. Yeah, but I remember saying
Mm.
I don't remember if we did.
I maybe I don't know. I think I remember. I do remember talking about it when it was like the hot issue. Like it's not as much, but
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad to the point where, like I would go with my friends just to hang out, and because maybe I'm giving too much information, but just say that they would the owners or the managers be like, "Oh, you want to work here?" No, nigga, I don't want to work there. I'm here for the wings. Like, what part do you not understand? But they would be like, "Okay, well, she's gonna leave soon. We're gonna get rid of her soon." And I'm like, "Why are you telling me this? I am a customer, not a worker. Get it together." They just be dogging those girls out, and that's fucked up. I think that people need to just make an establishment with just dark skinned women because of the way that they're treated in that kind of establishment, getting fucked over with their money.
that would be interesting. I'd definitely go there. Yeah, definitely.
What would the name of that place be?
the dark side of the moon. I don't know. That's
The dark side. I can't.
come to the dark side.
Oh
I
God.
was I was gonna say the shadow realm, but anyway.
The shadow realm.
I'm gonna need y'all to come up with some better.
What about blackout? How about that? We go.
You know what?
Well, these names are way too generic. Just call it, just call it the midnight hour.
Ooh, I like
That's
that one.
that's actually kind of smooth. I like that.
Nice.
That's the New Day's finisher. That's what
Yeah, I take 15%.
No, they changed the name of it.
it's not the midnight hour. Oh,
They just call it up up down down like Xavier
oh
was
yeah,
his
you're
YouTube channel
right.
and shit.
You're right.
I would call it the eclipse.
See, now she done jumped on there. Now it was like, what about black coffee? Now, what about
Black coffee.
no,
That's
no,
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 the
no,
no,
the
African,
no,
coffee
African
shop, the coffee
DJ.
shop, the coffee shop, the coffee shop.
no, because
Black
niggas was really. I would
no.
say the coffee shop because niggas were really thinking it'd be a coffee shop.
No, incorporate that into like
The
the
coffee
thing.
A
shop.
caramel
Is
macchiato, a caramel macchiato with some ass on the side. We going.
I was gonna say it, but it's gonna sound racist, so I'm gonna shut up. Because you talk about the coffee shop, and then I was gonna say something, but I'm like, when I say it out loud, that just sounds wrong.
Type it in the chat, and I'll say it.
All right.
wait.
Yeah, because you're not really about to leave me hanging.
Oh,
Right, we're invested now.
Dark roasted.
That wasn't even that bad.
Nah.
That's not as bad as it sounds. Dark roasted. That's that still reminds me of coffee. I don't know. That'll be all right. Okay. On to some do you cares. Do y'all care that Usher and Chris Brown got into a fight?
Not really.
I'm
Not
hearing
really.
mixed messages. I'm hearing mixed articles. One group of people is saying no, they didn't fight. Next people are saying they did fight. So clarity.
I just want to say this. I just want Chris Brown to just go sit down and stop being angry. It's like I want to root for him, and then like I'm gonna leave this allegedly. I want to root for him, but he just keep doing dumb shit like this. Him and Trey Songz is just like, yo, I like y'all because y'all just like go somewhere and
I
not do
think Trey
stuff.
Songz is done, bro.
Oh my god, that
I
hurts.
think he's done.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's done. I think he's done as well. Um,
You mean retired or his fuckery
Nah,
is what made him done?
he's not a good person to women.
Really?
Yes.
Now I gotta research. All
and
right.
and I heard he be fight. He like he got into a fight at one of 50 Cent's parties and some shit like that, and that was like for charity or some shit. And like,
Not the charity.
yeah,
Seriously?
yeah, it's an old story, but I'll find
Okay.
it. And it was funny because Tony Yayo was telling the story and shit. Tony Yayo don't lie. That nigga too loyal to lie. But okay. Also, do y'all care about Genuine falling off the stage?
He had a smile
I
on his
would
face.
Immediately.
He
I want to
smiled all the
say
way
like
through.
You want? Hold on. I
You
will
just want to
find
see
it.
somebody bust their ass.
exactly.
The funny part is
Oh.
like the music still kept going and some shit like that. So
It's like, where did he go?
and oh yeah, the best part is he bumped into a interpreter at the songs and some shit like that. Hold on, I got the video. I got the video up. Yeah, I got you. Actually, I'm not gonna cause just in case I get copyrighted. Cause I'm gonna just not play the audio.
Throw it up in the group chat. I'll play it when we done here.
You see it? You see it, right? You see it.
Wait, I can't see your screen.
The screen share.
I see it.
You see it, Dion?
I just got a black screen on mine for some reason.
That was me last week. Now I can see it.
Jitsi be like, I don't like you today, and next week I'm gonna not like
Not
Ray.
like Dion. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Where's the lies?
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Oh.
Encore.
Damn.
Encore.
Oh,
I can't see it. Goddamn.
Encore.
I'll send you I'll send you a video, Dion. Yeah, my man took
Yeah.
a mean dive, so that was funny. On to our next. Do you care? Do you care that designer got caught jacking off in a and tried to blame it on mental health?
Yeah, he checked himself
poor
into like a
kid.
mental health hospital or some shit, didn't he?
Poor
Yeah,
kid.
he did.
Yeah, so I think he's trying to address the issue. So I can't really say too much on that.
I know some
I-
guys like that. I don't know what he was thinking, just pulling it out and whipping it out. Because I'm sorry, just thinking about it, just thinking about how would you do that? It's hard. It's hard.
In
Oh
his
my god.
well, in his
Like,
words, he was in Japan, and I guess he didn't have no sex, and he was quote unquote bricked up. So he was just like,
He was also on some shit. He was saying he was on some shit too.
yeah, he said he was on some shit. So I don't know. So it's just that. So there are some people that he isn't, even though he is addressed. There's some people who felt like he's just using mental health as an excuse. It's just like, just say, and some people say, yo, just say you was just horny, my guy. It's just,
But he did.
yeah. I mean, just like when I heard the explanation myself, it was. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of laughed because the only reason I laughed because I was wondering if he was making them type of designer sounds when he was.
Oh, see, yeah.
I
Oh
was
no.
trying. I'm trying not to be petty and like, because I would like to have a conversation with God, but when I heard this story, the first thing I was like, I bet you this nigga said "Grah!" when he was doing it too. It's just,
That's funny as shit.
and the other thing was like the stewardess that caught him said he dropped a bottle of a bottle of Vaseline and the shit just rolled down the aisle and some shit.
oh no. Okay, yeah, I could see why he needs therapy now.
Yeah, why are you using Vaseline? And how the fuck did you get Vaseline on a plane? Oh man,
Sometimes
Shit,
I'll
I
be
can't even get
ashy.
water on the plane.
yeah, it's like,
But
there's a lot of things you can't get. Dion is sitting in the group chat, so
yeah, I saw.
okay, but yeah.
Mm.
Oh man,
Poor
I
guy.
hope I will say this. I hope designer does get better,
Me
but
too.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I did get my laughs in on that one because I thought it was kind of funny. But I do hope mentally you get better.
Oh, oh shit. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Last topic. I know a lot of y'all don't follow basketball like that, but so this is not really pertaining to basketball, but it's more or less the question. The Lakers was playing the Grizzlies, and one of the dudes he was talking so much shit that to LeBron, and LeBron had to like put him in his place. So the question I got out of it, because everybody's saying he was poking the bear. Have there's been a time in your lifetime where someone quote unquote poked the bear, and you being the bear, and you had to show them why you are who you are?
Yes.
That's it.
on like 4 occasions.
What were those What were those occasions? You don't have to
God
say them all.
damn.
Over.
Okay. Well, one of them, I'll just start with the very, very first time I was in elementary school. It was a kid named Nicky. I never forgot that motherfucking name. This kid named Nicky wanted to try me, so I choked him out to the point where he was bleeding from both his mouth and his nose. There was another time where somebody tried my little sister, and my little sister came to me crying, and I don't remember. I was 1 minute, I walked over there. The next minute, I was on top of him, and like 3 other niggas were stomping me. I did not care.
God damn.
Todd, are you sure you're not from New York?
You blacked out. You definitely blacked out.
See, Crystal, I'm African. I'm a pure-blooded West African.
Okay, so yeah, you're from New York.
So when it comes, like, I mean, whatever happens to me. But when it comes to family, yeah, bro, yeah,
Right.
the Lord will give me powers to deal with you. In the name of Jesus.
Amen. I guess my one incident, the thing about working in the medical field is too much females in the clinic. Like we need more males in the clinic to even it out and balance the energies, because it be too much fuckery. And I'm like a balanced person, like I'm chilled. If a handsome patient comes in and I know I got a man, I'm not looking to date him. I'm not looking to be all soft tone. No, I'm gonna speak just like this. Give me a pee in this cup, go in the bath. Like I'm not gonna be doing all that extra shit. And the way I'm shaped is the way I'm fucking shaped. So, bitches be hating. I don't know what it is, but this one particular bitch. Okay? just saying, scrubs, they don't help me at all. But yeah, this one chick, she walked up to me and she's like, your scrubs is too tight. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, that patient over there was staring at you. I'm like, and then when I look at the patient, he's a handsome young man, but I am not interested. Okay? He's here because he has a medical condition that we're supposed to treat. Why the fuck you talking about my scrubs? Okay? Next thing I know, because with medical assistants, they have to prepare the charts the night before so that the doctor can go through the charts and prepare it and see what he needs for his patients and whatnot. This bitch, let me tell you what this bitch did. All right? And she's done a couple of things, but this time she poked the bear a little too much that day, and I wasn't feeling it. She took all the charts that I prepared the day before and hid them in a drawer some fucking where. So when one of the doctors came out and started fucking yelling at me about that particular patient and why we don't have his chart in the door, and because I clicked on the thing to say the patient's ready, and I'm thinking the chart's there. The bitch took the chart from the fucking door and hid it.
Oh, that's petty.
I didn't find all the charts until the ending of the day. So guess what I had to fucking do? I had to print all the fucking main patient history of why they're coming in so the doctor's not lost. Towards the ending of the day, what I did, and this goes off record, okay? I waited
hold on. Wait. I have to comprehend those last words before you proceed.
And they was getting good, D-Wolf, damn.
Should we be recording this part of this conversation?
You sure you want to say
Probably
this?
not. I could probably go to jail, but I don't
They
care
don't.
at
They
this
don't.
point.
Right.
No. She left. She wanted to be cutesy, right? She
Don't
wanted
drop
to be the
names.
first one out the fucking door. All right. You left your fucking thing open. So everybody has access to, okay, so say if I write scripts, it's going to be under my name, but a doctor has to be attached to that script. So what I did was I went into her computer that she left fucking open and started writing a whole bunch of scripts in her name.
Her name was I, right?
Oh, let's just say that she got in huge trouble and got fired.
She
And
got
when they were,
fired? Oh
yep,
shit.
and when they were hauling her ass outside, I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be writing scripts that you can't cash.
Yo.
And she dropped the box that was in her hand from the desk and tried to fight me. And I was laughing. I was on the floor holding my stomach. Bitch, you should have never hit the charts.
She
You
there
choked the
belly
fucking bear.
laughing, son.
Nah, I'm sick of these hoes. But that's my story.
I just want y'all to know this is divine femininity. Because when you cross God, God gonna answer. She got
Yo.
fired, bro. Like
My-
Crystal
I
didn't
might,
get
I might,
fired.
just, I
Granted,
might
she
just
was.
call. I might just call this episode "I'm sick of these hoes."
Bruh.
No,
That's
she was doing a lot of
amazing.
dumbass shit.
Yeah,
Lord.
Getting me
Yeah,
in
for-
trouble.
yeah. I'm telling you, because I know women like Crystal. It's like one person rubs them the wrong way, then all of a sudden they either lost their job or they lost their mind. It's one of the two.
Well,
I
you know,
mean, that
Right.
one sounded like both, but okay.
well, you know what they say: hell have no fury like a woman scorned. So
Yeah, but that's for regular women. But for divine women,
Regular.
nigga, they're the right hand of God. You cross them, bruh. It's Sodom and Gomorrah all over again.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
flat
gonna
out.
get handled.
that's the type of woman you need on your side. This shit gets.
Right.
Why do you think we say God bless you, Crystal? We trying to keep the spirits happy.
Yo.
Nigga, I told you, bro. We wrestle not with flesh. Come on, man.
Mm-mm.
Uh, I most of mine is not as deep as like y'all's, but mine is more or less lighthearted, poking the bear. One of my
Oh yes.
little I don't know if I told you this one, Father, but one of my little sister's ex-boyfriend, I first meet him, and I was playing third strike, right? So I started a little small talk, and I was just like, you know how to play Street Fighter, right? He said, yeah, and I was just like being nice. I was like, you trying to play? He says, I don't know, man. I don't want to embarrass you and beat you in front of your whole family.
Oh man.
Fighting
Oh,
words.
why would you say some stupid
Them
shit
is
like that?
fighting words.
Now you gotta back it up.
Yeah. Oh, I told him get on the sticks.
Immediately.
My little sister, she just sat there and shook her head. I beat the brakes off of that man. Like, you know how most people just play around and hold. I didn't hold back.
Nah, you beat the brakes off
I
that
beat
nigga.
the brakes. It was Backlip bit bookies. All
That's what I'm talking about. The
all
Bopperinos.
yes, and it was like my sister said, "Why did you get that book? You don't." It's like,
Shit.
that's basically what I did. It was like I threw out that man. By the time I was done, that man was quiet, and I just looked at him. I said, "What's wrong? You don't want to play no more?" He's like, "Because I done beaten people till they don't want to play no more." And then like, but the other one was we was at AI and
Yes, this is my favorite one.
Christ.
we had a kid named Ziggy, and he was just he was just tear whore, and we had this little tournament going on, and I played Luigi like in Smash Brothers, and this fool wanted to pick my character at the time, like Luigi.
I saw this one because I think y'all were playing on my Wii.
It was like a little bit of like a little tournament, and when I tell you I beat that boy in like 45 seconds, like it was just quick, and then I literally got up in his face and I looked at him. Like I
Because
stared into his
it was a 3-stock, wasn't it?
it was Smash 4, so it was a 2 stock, but it was just like in like 40 like in
Okay,
45 seconds.
yeah. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And
I
then
watched this one.
it got to a point where every time I played them, like there was one time where I upbeat him and I paused and I like literally got into his face and I looked into his soul. And like he would like turn his head and I looked at him and said, "Don't turn your head." But
That's what, don't turn your head, nigga.
So yeah, most of my time when people poke bear, but the time I was the bear poker, and I think Father knows about this. We had this kid named AJ, and
Yeah, my other favorite.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bear poker. So this one was just like too funny. So he liked to play Mario and just spike people, right? So every time he would try to like spike me, I was instead of just like try to recover, I would just die on purpose, and like he would try to chase me, and then I just started fucking with him, and then it got to a point where he like kicked everybody off the game except me and him, and we were just playing matches over. And like every time he would try to spike me, I would die, or I would just like do something to recover, and he would just die off himself. So that I would just start laughing at him, and then like the more I kept poking at him, the more the nigga start growling like a real bear. So,
Wait a minute, and you still sat next to him? I
yeah.
would have been like, I would have got some holy water.
Oh no. The guy is harmless, but it's the fact that it was pissing him off. So I just I just seen how far I got. We played like a good, what was it, like 5-7 games before he actually spiked
Before
me.
he finally gave up.
Oh,
Oh,
no, he finally spiked me, but it was just one. It took him 5 to 7 games because I would either die, on purpose, or I would just like, uh, or recover and he die, and I would just like laugh at him. And
Mind you, Ray is losing all of these matches.
I'm losing all of these matches. So it's just like I didn't get the fact that I was just fucking with him. It was just
because he was playing just for the reaction.
Oh,
because he had that man tilted. That man was tilted. I've never seen a man had his chest so activated like that. Bruh. Yo, Ray, like, not only did he poke the bear, nigga, he made the bear go back to hibernation right after. Because I don't think he played Smash for a while after that.
He did not.
And no, but the best part about that whole thing, the greatest part about that whole thing is there was one of them times. It was one of the times Ray died on purpose. And then you could just see the life fall from the nigga's face. Like he even started yelling, and one of our other friends had to like get him to calm the fuck down.
Wow.
He was actually getting mad.
Wow.
And I'm over here laughing my ass off.
We were fucking crying laughing.
I mean,
oh, that shit was funny.
Oh man, that shit was hella funny. So I always say, if you're going to poke the bear, at least be good at it.
Yeah, I've been in so many of those situations I lost count because a lot of people, like to this day, a lot of people take my kindness for weakness.
I'm saying.
So I'm like, I remember this one instance. This was a short instance, but this was years ago. This was back in LA when I first moved there, and I used to see this guy around. He used to mingle with my neighbors and stuff like that. So I used to see him around. But one day I was at the laundromat, and he just posted up on me and he tried to mug me. I was like, yo, all it took was a raised eyebrow, and I put on the patois, and he just backed down. Because I was like, yo, I was ready. So I don't what you think is gonna happen here? I'm gonna cry and give you shit? What? First of all, you must not know I'm from Brooklyn. That's one. And number two, Yo, you must be crazy. Just walk up on me. Anyway, like the lock should have told you. Because you know, the locks have people to asking me for weed all the time. And don't tell you like don't mess with them. So and funny enough, later on, he ends up, you know, I guess he ended up on I used to just end up lighting cigarettes for him later on, or you know, and that's it. He said, "Yo, can I get a light?" You know, that's it. From that point, it's like now he's like groveling. He's like, "Yo, you can have a light." From that point, but you were about to just take my shit earlier. What happened? You know, but that was one. But there's so many. I have so many, but I don't know which one I should share though.
You have more patience than me because there's no fucking way that I'm doing laundry that I really don't want to fucking do, and you walk up on me talking about you gonna mug me, and you want to come to me for a lighter?
No. That was like way later. That was way later. That was like
but the fact
later.
that he's still coming up to you, I don't understand.
Oh no. The point I'm trying to make is like, okay, he knows I'm not somebody to mess with, so you know, he ain't crossing me that way. You know, he thought he was dealing with someone weak, but he could do that too. But I'm like, nah, you're not fucking with me. You know. But yeah, that happens so much. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good story that I can share. I don't know if I should say it though.
I have a super quick one where a white boy tried to bully me in middle school. So when we in gym class during our wrestling period, we had like a little wrestling phase. I literally was the first one to stood up, challenged him, and I chipped his tooth.
Why do I feel like it's the ones in the front, like the two middle?
It was one of the two front teeth. Yeah.
Yeah,
that shit was chipped.
Jagged. It was jagged, right? It was sharp.
Yeah, it was jagged. Like, bruh, that shit was chipped. That nigga had to look at himself in the mirror.
Did he have blonde hair?
No, he had pretty short hair, and his fucking name was Kyler. I was not going to let a white boy named Kyler punk
That's
me.
not even.
What the fuck's a Kyler?
Where's he yo?
Exactly.
Where's he from?
The fuck's a Kyler? That sounds like a Pokemon. What the fuck?
Yo.
That was his name. I remember.
Did he have yellow hair?
It was like blondish.
Yeah. I'm seeing it. That's why I'm explaining it to you. I'm like,
parents had him young. For a name like that, yo, the parents try to be creative. Yo, they had him young. They're probably.
I wonder why he tried to bully. Did he try to bully anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, not that I know of, but the only reason why he was picking on me was because I was small. Like, I was short. So I was like, you know, I guess he can, you know, try to punk me and shit. I'm like, bruh.
Well, you learned that day.
Well, yeah, everybody learned that day, actually. Everybody was like, oh, shit.
This is a preview, guys. Now you know.
Because you know, there was black kids in there, too. And, you know, niggas, you know, when they see shit like that, you become like you become like the
target.
Not the target. I was getting like, you know, mad respect and props and shit. Like, they're like, oh man, this little nigga, hey yo man, like all of that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh,
if the guy was bullying you and you didn't do anything, then you become the target. But
yeah,
if you stand up for yourself, that's true. Because in the 90s, if you didn't stand up for yourself, like you'll have people to help you out. But if you didn't stand up for yourself, and we constantly tell you, talk back, hit back, stand up for yourself, and you don't do it, that's when we're like, okay, we don't know what to do with friends, or we don't know what to do as bystanders. You're just gonna keep getting your ass beat until you get tired.
It is tough though, because there are genuinely people that like won't hurt a fly.
Mm-hmm.
And like people take advantage of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a way, I understand if that's just like your character. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. I might not hurt the fly, but I'll beat your ass.
Hey, well, like this is why Gohan beating up Cell was so. It's like a good thing because
It was satisfying.
yeah, it was satisfying because that man did not want to hurt him,
Yeah,
but
but
he
you
pushed the
know, it's
button.
important for kids to see shit like that. Like, yo, Dragon Ball Z, like, we don't really talk about how it helped a lot of black kids, especially like black boys. That show helped us a lot, bro.
It did.
That show fucking helped us a lot. That's why we talk
Wow.
about it all the fucking time, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
people don't understand. That show got me through a fucking lot. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
For me,
whenever
it's
we see
Trunks.
Goku and Vegeta, like, I don't see them as cartoon characters. Like, these are my fucking role models. Like,
Yo,
Yeah,
straight
life
up.
lessons.
they teach you life lessons. Like,
You
bro,
don't give up,
because
son.
you got to remember, Goku's not a fucking like this character. They've been writing this character for over 30 years, bro. Like, we literally grew up watching this character. You feeling what I'm saying? So it's like seeing him from what he was before to the shit he's doing now. It's like very motivated because it was a long ass fucking journey. You feeling what I'm saying? This man took so many L's. As a matter of fact, the very first season of Dragon Ball Z, the nigga dies.
Mhm.
Yep.
You feeling what I'm saying? The very first fucking season.
And fighting his long lost brother too.
And
What
yeah,
the fuck?
his brother fucking kills him.
Well,
You feel what I'm
technically
saying?
Piccolo
But
killed
yeah,
them both,
technically Piccolo
but
killed him, but the only reason
He
I'm
had to
saying that he
sacrifice
killed him is
himself
because
because
he had to
his brother beat him.
sacrifice himself. Yeah, he had to basically sacrifice himself and entrust his son to another enemy of his.
Mm.
So think about like that dynamic. You're a young ass kid. This is an enemy, right? That's teaming up to fight another enemy. That kid and the nigga's your brother. He's not just any enemy. He's your fucking blood brother, who you are meeting for the first time, and you sacrifice your life to save your child, and then by that, and then at the same time entrusting your child's training and safety to your enemy. And then not only that, bro,
Piccolo
we got
was
to
shit.
see,
Piccolo
yeah,
kidnapped him.
bro, Piccolo fucking blew a hole through Goku's chest and stepped on that shit.
Oh my god.
He went from that, and I'm saying this, he went from that to fucking raising his kid,
Yeah.
and then his kid growing up to have a child, and like Piccolo is babysitting the child like every single motherfucking day.
And you see how Gohan will alternate between his uniform and like when with Gohan's uniform always matches Piccolo's.
Yeah.
If it's his own uniform, it's matching Piccolo. The color scheme and everything.
So like at a very young age, we're seeing forgiveness, loyalty, like fighting until the end. You feeling what I'm saying? Working
Sins of
hard
the
as fuck
father and all that.
to, surpass your limits, because that's a huge thing in Dragon Ball Z. Like working hard to surpass not limits in the sense of like what the world gives you, but what you give to yourself.
And look at that, right?
Saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Super Saiyan is not just a form that they go to. Like that shit took work. That shit took sacrifice.
And look at that. All their fathers are evil.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot that goes into stories like that. That's why they're so popular. Because it's like teaching life lessons, like for real.
You know what stuck with me that like to this day, like from that show, is the whole thing about Saiyans where like if you lose a battle, you're gonna be strong enough to win the next time.
The Zankai boost.
Yeah, that stuck with me. That's just telling you right there, like, yo, there's a reason you fail, so you know how to succeed after. You just learned everything you need. That's why I never look like sit there. That show made me look at failure in a whole different way. I don't look at it like it's all over. I'm like, okay, now I know there's a way to get out of this because I learned from my mistakes, you know? So like imagine putting that towards fighting, towards, gaining enough power to know how to defeat your enemy and all that shit. Like, why can't you apply that with life itself when, yo, that shit, that's what's out of everything in Dragon Ball, yo, that's the thing that stuck on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, it's funny you say that because like on one of the Facebook groups, I was like, which one was Vegeta's biggest L? And I had Zarbon, 18, Cell, Perfect Cell, Kid Buu, and I think Frieza.
Nah, it's got to be his fight with Andrew 18. Shorty broke his arm.
Yeah.
Majority people picked 18. Frieza was like second, and I think Perfect Cell was third.
Honestly, I disagree. I think his biggest L was Cell. He let that nigga transform. You feeling what I'm saying? Not only that, as a result, Goku died for 7 years as a result of that.
Yeah.
I think that was his biggest L. And also, not only that, he also blew a hole in Trunks' chest, and Vegeta was forced to watch. And then when he tried to get his revenge, Cell proceeded to bitch him right after that, too.
Yeah. I think he didn't backhand him, and then he just like went back to base form or some shit like that.
Yeah, then he went back to base form. But then the thing was, he could have killed him with Final Flash and didn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yo, the Cell Saga was not Vegeta's arc, let me tell you.
Oh man, like I think that one had a big lesson, especially when it came to Vegeta's just like pride becomes before the fall, because that nigga was whipping semi-perfect Cell. He was whipping him up, and then all of a sudden he was just like, yo, let me get 18, and I'm telling you, you're gonna get the fight you want. And oh boy, did Cell give him the whip.
Cell give him up.
Nigga, Cell whooped Vegeta so bad, he had to fucking, bro, his son had to step in. And you know Saiyans don't like that shit.
Yeah.
So the fact that Trunks had to step in because he was getting whooped that bad, bro, and not only that, but Trunks really wasn't fucking with Vegeta at the time too. Because he was like, yo, why the fuck would you give him? Like, bro, I came from the future to prevent this shit, and you're literally just gonna give it to him like that? Like, nah, fuck that. So, you know, they was beefing too. So it was like, bro, I'm saying Cell, that was his biggest Cell.
Didn't Frieza make him cry at one point on Namek?
Yeah, Frieza made him cry. He's
like balling, right?
As he was dying.
He was crying to Goku. So, and then, but he also had him on a waterfall where he's like his tail wrapped around his neck, giving him kidney punches and shit. It's just like Vegeta took a lot of ass whoopings.
He had to though.
And that's
no, he didn't. He really did not have to.
Nah, in a way he did, because remember, he was the prince. That was his big thing. I'm the prince. You feel what I'm saying? And then like, remember his introduction was him like destroying the whole planet. Yeah. So yeah, he had to be humbled. It was necessary for him to be humbled.
I think that's what. But when you say that, I think that's why people say 18, because that man, when he finally hit Super Saiyan and he killed, I think it was 20. Android 20.
Yeah, the one that looked like a clown.
Yeah, the one that looked like a clown. That nigga was like, I'm the shit. And then like Aries, like he was on top once again. And I think he even said, I'm the Prince of all Saiyans once again. And then when 18 like gave him that fucking kick that broke his arm, that shit hurt his pride. That nigga.
I felt that for him.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I understand that.
It hurt his arm too.
Yeah, I understand that, but he bounced back. But he bounced back. I'm gonna give you another reason why I think Cell was as big as Gohan. That nigga went Super Saiyan 2 right in front of Vegeta, and Vegeta could do absolutely nothing about it. A fucking 11-year-old went Super Saiyan 2, and that nigga could do nothing about it.
Yeah.
You feeling what I'm saying? His son got blasted right in front of him, and that wasn't enough for him to turn Super Saiyan 2. Then proceeded to get bitched only for his son, only for his rival son to do what he couldn't do. I'm telling you, bro. That stuck with Vegeta. That's why when the Buu Saga starts, what did they say? Vegeta never stopped training.
Yeah.
That nigga never stopped training since that day.
And then when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, he was just like, you were stronger back then than you was now, and he was like real disappointed in some shit like that.
And then on top of that, remember he let Majin take him over, right?
Yeah.
So he let Majin take him over, fought Goku, and you know he technically won that fight, but as we all found out, he was hiding Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
So did he really win that fight?
Bubbity.
Yeah, that was what's his name's name? that wizard that took over Vegeta.
Yeah,
Oh
Baba.
yeah, that's another one. Sorry, that's another one that the
Later.
damn creator loves to do. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi
Cinderella.
boo.
Yeah, that's like all right. Any last thoughts before we move on to our final thoughts?
Hey man, shout out to Dragon Ball Z.
Shout
We
out.
Oh
still
yeah.
need the Majin Buu saga on DBZ abridged.
No, they're not gonna do that no more. There's this much
Fuck.
bullshit. I know, but I, it's like as much bullshit they went to just try to get through the Cell Saga. I can understand why they don't want to do both.
Also,
Plus,
the Boo saga wasn't very well liked anyway.
yeah, and the jokes like I think the jokes write itself, but it's just like punching. It's also like punching down at the same time. At least that's what I would think. That's it. But I would say this: we haven't like trust me, we haven't get to what I think is the greatest bear poking story of all time, and it has to deal with my man Shoe Boots.
Yes.
One of these
Oh boy.
one of these days we will get to that, and it's so funny because it makes father laugh to this day, and
I just want y'all to know I was there for the entire thing from start to finish.
yes, he and
I
I
was
were
there.
both. Oh my god, it's so great that. Oh man, but we're gonna get to the final thoughts, and I'm going to start with Dion.
Final thoughts. No, nothing tonight.
All right, D Wolf is on you.
Okay. I found a tweet that had me like deep in thought. Well, not deep in thought, but it was like a realization. I was like, huh, you know what? And that's interesting. All right, so it says witches call it spells, Christians call it prayer, spiritualists call it manifestation, atheists call it the placebo effect, scientists call it quantum physics. Everyone's arguing over its name. No one is denying its existence.
Hmm.
That's crazy. I like that because it's true. Because yeah, no one could deny that the universe is conspiring, and that's like the biggest conspiracy. Is the universe itself? It's always conspiring in your favor. Now you think it's not, but it is because people tend to speak in negatives. So they'll say, like for instance, I used to do this. Like I think I told y'all already. I got pulled over a lot because like I just did not care about certain laws and shit like that. But the reason that happens because I used to say to myself, I hope I don't get pulled over today. Instead of I'm gonna make it straight to work, I'm gonna make it straight home. Because the universe does not understand negatives. It does not understand don't or won't or shouldn't. And they're like, what is it does not hear that. It hears what you're saying, what you want, and you're putting power behind it. You know, doesn't matter. You're putting energy behind it. So so yeah, no one could deny that. That's how it goes. But everybody, no matter how you function in life when it comes to the metaphysical and the spiritual, lack of it or not, you you don't deny its existence. That's funny. It's nice. And that's my final thought.
All right, Crystal is on you.
All right. So, um, I just, I just want to voice the concern that I had with some people that work in the elementary schools. I went to pick up my daughter today, and she is recovering from her toe. She was playing around, and we all go through it. She stumped her toe, but this time it got swollen. So she, I'm going to pick her up, and she told me that the principal went ahead and started yelling at her to shut back some damn door. Now my daughter is limping around the fucking school. I think that it's appropriate to say that some people don't need to be teachers at all. If you're going to shout at my child and not see that she's limping or give a fuck, then you are not in the position to hold as a principal. If you cannot give respect, you cannot receive respect. It's that fucking simple. So that was a little bit disturbing. And then for the next, I'm just giving y'all a heads up because y'all know I'm with astrology and stuff like that. But for the next 50, I want to say 50 days, we are going to be going through a little weird retrograde. So hold tight. You may be going through things that you're like, okay, it's one thing after the next. But when you get through past the 50 days, you are going to come out better. So just guys, take everything in stride. You're going to see a lot of people around you arguing more craziness, more accidents, but keep a positive mindset as much as you can. We are literally in spiritual warfare. We are always in spiritual warfare, but for the next 50 days is just going to be a little more heightened. So remember that, God is always on our side and we're going to be just fine. That's my final thought.
All right. Father, it is on you.
For my final thought, I just want to say that so earlier this week I got laid off from my job, but the one thing that I was able to do was I was able to like empower somebody in that particular job that I was in. So I'm really, proud that I was able to do that because this particular individual was a black woman, and like I was able to, be that black male figure that isn't untrustworthy or doesn't or has like an ulterior motive. I was just there helping out a sister. You feeling what I'm saying? And because office spaces like that, like they can get very depressing because you don't really see a lot of our people in there, and then when you do see some of our people in there, maybe we got the coon spirit, as Uncle Umar would like to say. So I was just glad to be able to bring that, divine masculine, that black divine masculine energy, you know what I'm saying, and be an example of that to show people that, like, yo, there are black men out here that aren't with the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? There are black men out here that are focused on the mission, focused on, themselves. So, and I feel like that's what we need more of. We need more black men that, exemplify those values and those morals. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we need to have more intellectual ass conversations. We need to have more, we need to just focus on being better, evolving. You feel what I'm saying? Like, being the left hand of God, just like the black women are the right hand of God. You feel what I'm saying? Just being that, providing that balance, providing structure, providing stability, and providing, God has activated.
Go ahead.
But as I was saying, it's just, yeah, like we need to be that example. Like we need to provide that example so that the next generation can see that, when you are of service to your community and to those around you, that's when you receive the most blessings. You understand? Because like that particular individual also helped me out a ton just by her presence being in that really depressing office space. So, like I'm not really I adapt. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really like when I, lost it, I was like, it's not really a loss. It's just a transition to something else. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not really the type of person to celebrate. I've never really been the type of person to celebrate whenever I've gotten a job because a job never defined me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not defined by my job. I could get a job working for fucking Disney and I wouldn't give a fuck because it's just another fucking position. Anybody can do this shit. They can get, they could get somebody to replace me. They could get somebody to replace any motherfucking job. That's not the point. The point is, how is it serving me? How is it making me a better man? How is it going to affect how I treat the people in my community? And that's the only focus I ever had. So it's like, I feel like I'm at a point right now where I don't really give a fuck about jobs anymore. I don't really give a fuck about I don't even really give a fuck about success in the sense of other people and what they see of me. The only success I want is success for myself. Am I healthy? Am I in a place where I can thrive? And am I in a place where I'm surrounded by people that got my back on a genuine level? That's really all I fucking care about. Everybody can have all the extra shit. Like, yeah, it's nice to have a nice house and cars and shit like that, but that comes with time. That comes when you link yourself with people that can get you access to those things, and those things are supposed to be there to just make life a little bit better. They're not supposed to become your life. So yeah, I mean, yeah, those are my final thoughts. I'm just really glad that I was able to be just be an example. I was even told that I was an inspiration, which is very powerful. Like, I was told this to my face, that I'm an inspiration. So I know that I'm on the right track, and it's only way from up from here. So I will reach my mountaintop. You know.
Good luck.
I, it's funny. I think my final thoughts is similar. It's similar to yours because I was for some reason I wrote this on Facebook like a year ago, and it still kind of like baffles me because it was just like, okay, besides your family, do y'all know any like men that I asked the ladies, do y'all know any men you could look up to and say that's a good dude? And a lot of women didn't think that. Now, I understand like this world has got a lot of creepy dudes, but I feel like it's like, there are people out there that just want the best intentions, that just want to see you win, that they want nothing but good fortunes to happen to you. And I feel like those people get ignored a lot. It's like I feel like there are sometimes we focus on the negative instead of focusing on the positive. Like we love telling people it's like if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. But we also don't really acknowledge the people that supported us from day one. And I feel like we need to I say this all the time. We need to show those people the love and respect that we would give to quote unquote the haters. If you want to shout out the haters, it's my shout out to the people that love you because them the ones that always pushes you to be the best person you can be. So, but I would say this, sisters, if you just like if you you should have at least somebody that wants the best for you, even if they have a crush on you. But if not, they just want the best for you. You should have at least a brother there that just just see you for you and just want the best for you, and gentlemen vice versa. It's like not every girl is like meant to be sleepless. Sometimes you could just learn from them and like just be good people to them. So I hope, like I said, I always hope that people, especially us black people, we just be good to each other because there's a lot of bullshit going on and there's a lot of infighting that shouldn't be happening. And I feel like we just need to get back to loving each other and then pushing each other as black people should. So that's my final thoughts. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on the podcast as usual. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is Let Me Just Say podcast, and we are signing off. Peace.
Cheers.
Yep.